back to my channel. I thought I'd do something a little bit different today and talk to you a little bit about how I stayed out of debt. Now, a bit of background. I had my first baby at 21 and I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mum. I felt it was important that whatever sacrifices we needed to make as a couple, that it was important that I stayed home and looked after my baby. But that meant we were going to have no income. We were very lucky in the fact that my parents had saved for me to go to university, but university wasn't the route I went down. They managed to gift us the money they'd saved for university to help us buy our first house. So as I said in a previous video, we've always done it so that my husband's income is the income that covers our mortgage and our bills. So for the first few years of my daughter's life, I literally had the child tax credit to live on month to month. But what did we do? How did we get there? The first thing we did was I always paid myself first. Now that didn't mean I gave myself spending money. That meant that however small an amount, be it £5, £10, I put that money away. I put it in a savings account because that was going to be just a little bit of savings that would help us if we got stuck, much like we're all doing. We're all putting money aside for a rainy day, an emergency fund, car maintenance. So at least we had something. And still to this day, I pay myself first and I work out my budget with what is left. The second thing is I have never taken a credit card or a bank loan. I'm rubbish with money. If you give me £100, I will just spend it. I love having money if I can go and spend it, but we weren't in that position then. So I didn't have a credit card and we've never had a bank loan. We've never had a car loan. We've always saved for what we want. The next one is meal plan and meal prep. I started meal prepping and planning then, and I still do it to this day. I make sure I've got a rotation of meals so we're not eating the same thing every week. But when you have a plan, you can check what's in your cupboards before you go, and then you don't end up with lots of duplicates. And that really does help keep those prices in the supermarket down. I always shop at a supermarket. Always meal plan and then follow on with that with prep. I know we all lead busy lives. I work full time. I'm a volunteer, so I volunteer at least 2 hours a week. I've got 2 children. They're both teenagers. They've both got after school clubs. So sometimes time in the evening we don't have any. Sometimes they need dinner and to be out the door within half an hour of me getting home from work. So having something that I've prepped at a point where I had a bit more time means that that meal can still be made from scratch. My next one is packed lunches. I know it's not cool. I know nobody likes soggy sandwiches. But let me just throw some really quick figures at you. I was in Tesco. Sorry, I've just knocked my table, which I think has knocked my camera. I was in Tesco's the other day. Usually I'd do my shop online, but I managed to just pop into the store to pick up a couple of bits. And I saw that they had their meal deals there. But I looked at the cost of them. And if you have a club card, they do take some money off for you, but it's £3.50. I did before I switched the camera on, I did a quick calculation. So that's £3.50 a day, £17.50 a week. Now I've done the year calculation based on having 4 weeks annual leave. That's £840 a year on meal deals. But my lunches, they consist of leftovers from the night before. Add an extra portion to the pot. It's not going to cost a lot in the long run. And my son takes a packed lunch every day, and he'll have make at home Lunchables, so crackers and cheese and meats, or a bagel or something like that. And he'll have 2 pieces of fruit and a vegetable and maybe a bag of crisps or a fruit bowl. My husband likes soup, so he'll take a tin of soup and a roll. None of those things add up to £3.50. So yeah, take a packed lunch. I know the stigma around it. I know it's not, well, some people create a stigma around it, but that is £840 that I'd rather have in a savings, in a sinking fund at the end of the year. The next one, save for things you want. When I went back out to work full time, I decided I wanted to buy a designer handbag. Now I had the money in my first paycheck. I had the additional money that we didn't need for anything else to go out and buy the bag I'd seen. I saved up for it. I put money aside and I got the however much it was, I can't remember now, for the bag. Now I know you shouldn't feel guilty, but I looked at the bag and I looked at the £250 or however much it was. And I thought, I could put this money to something else. Something that would be worthwhile for the whole family rather than just selfishly buying it for myself. So I think we had a day out, or I put it towards Merlin passes for the year or something. But it does really make, once you've saved for something, if it's something you still really want by the time you have that money, go for it, buy it, no guilt. But if you saved for it and you're then umming and ahhing as to whether you want to buy it, put that money towards something else, something that you really will enjoy, not something because it'd be nice to say you have a designer handbag. And my final thing is sacrifices. Let's move this up a little bit. We all have to make them to get to where we want to be in life. Life isn't easy. And yes, we all deserve treats and holidays and nice things. But we do need to save for them. And so for so many years when I wasn't working, we didn't have a holiday. No, so maybe we don't buy the designer handbag. Maybe we don't have that expensive holiday to the Caribbean. Maybe we put that money aside and make sure that we're okay day to day. And put that money aside. So if we need new tyres, new brakes, you know, make those sacrifices so that if any of those things happen, we don't need to do this. Avoiding needing to do this makes everything else kind of worth it. This is what, you know, this is what we did. This is how I still try to work and live. It's the rules I'm trying to instill in my children. We'll all get there. Our path isn't straight. It's always winding. But these are the things that I thought about that kind of helped us in our situation. And I hope some of these things you can kind of look at, maybe try and incorporate some of them into your day-to-day lives. I know a lot of us, you know, if you're watching this video, you're working on your budgeting, you're learning how to look after your money and how to spend your money and save your money in different ways. We're all on the same page, but I just thought I'd put this out here just in case it helps one person, because if it helps somebody, that's fantastic. If it's not for you, thank you for watching. If you've got to the end of the video, I am super duper grateful. If you've liked what I've said, please give me a like, drop me a comment in the comment section below, and hit that subscribe button. And I will be back soon with probably some more envelope stuffing. Thank you for watching. Bye.